Alright everybody, let's try this one more time. Had a phone call coming in when I went on there last time. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a great day. Sorry, I got my sun visors down here. Today is April 21st, 2020. And I'm hoping everybody's having a great day. So I get to add my 2 cents in today, I guess, for what's going on in the world. And I have a lot of friends that are on both sides of the aisle and how they stand on things and everything else. I'm one of those that's more cautious. It's my own personal choice, though, of being cautious when you're out and about. Pay attention to, where you're going and what you're doing, as to make sure not to affect anyone or cause any more damage. There are people out there, though, like elderly, like my dad's older. And so I got to be very careful so I don't get him sick or any of my neighbors sick. So I limit myself around people. You'll see me a lot of times out in my garden. You won't see me too much. I just was picking up and dropping off my daughter today. That's why you get to see a little bit more of me on here. I haven't done too much from home because there's a lot of people on there. But my personal choice is to kind of stay at home. I work from my house. I work from my phone and my computer and everything else. So that's my personal choice. But people have a choice in the matter. And like I said, people matter, and I want to make sure everybody's healthy. But I'm doing it by choice. Yes, it's a mandate, but I would do it by choice anyway. I don't like to feel like I'm a prisoner of any sort, and I know a lot of other people don't either. But, you have to watch out for the elderly. You got to watch out for the people around you. A lot of people know that I do stuff over at the Illinois Veterans Home. I'm around elderly. I'm around kids with autism a lot. I'm around kids that have disabilities. So, their immune systems, so I'm very, very cautious on how and what I do and who I'm around. Technically, I'm not around anybody. I literally hide out. So, but that's my personal choice. However, I believe that people have their own choice. And I believe that people matter and they always need to be heard. I believe that we always have to question everything. Don't get me wrong. I do that because I don't believe in just following and never asking questions. When you lead, you want people asking questions. You want people constantly knowing, because it helps us make our judgments, right? And each and every one of you is important, but each and every one of you is also an individual. You have your freedoms, you have your rights, and you should always question what's going on, even if it's something simple, because like I said, you got to be very, very careful. And like I said, I know, my mom died of cancer, and I knew that when she was sick, something like this would have taken her anyway, because of her immune system was very, very weak. I knew my grandpa, when he had cancer, had it for a couple years, and his immune system was weak. So, we want to be careful around those. And a lot of times I know that we're making these big stomping sounds because we don't care. And, oh no, we also have to weigh the odds of what's going on. Okay, if you know somebody's got the flu or even the chicken pox and you ever had it before, you're probably not going to get around them or want them to get around you or your family for fear of that, okay? But know this, it's still your right to do whatever. Now, the reason why I'm kind of bringing this up is because we all matter. We all need to do what's right for ourselves, what's right for our family. We still need to question everything else. But if we're going to go out, we're going to protest, we cannot give, like I said, if you're going to go protest something, you shouldn't look like a fool protesting. And if anybody saw the protest that happened in Quincy the other day, no matter what side you're, Democrat, Republican, right, left, conservative, I want to be caught dead with any of those people. The reason why is because they gave the very, very opinion. I watched on a little bit of it. And as good as whatever this is they were trying to do, okay? They fit the part of complete radical. Meaning Confederate flags, bib overalls, making the people that have a voice not have a voice anymore. And to me, all they did was do damage. And the reason why I say they did damage is because it's like people that are protesting gun rights and everything. They sit there and they protest these gun rights, so they carry elephant guns on their back. How on earth is carrying an elephant gun gonna do any good with your right to safety, your right to bear arms? How is that gonna do any good? Nothing. You look like an idiot. And I'm one of those people, I'm not afraid to say so. If you're out there waving these flags, these racial, and you know what, and you're acting like exactly what they're calling you, then yeah, people like me aren't gonna get anywhere near you. Not because we don't like you. I'm sure I like you just fine, and I don't really know who you are. But I'm telling you what, you're fitting a narrative that they want you to fit. And that's not gonna help your cause out at all, okay? I don't care if somebody's left or right. When you go out there and you act dumb and you're doing it because you want to get your point across, the only point you're getting across is I'm gonna say and do what I want, and no one can, that's what makes people mad. So, like I said, the protesters were not protesters, and the people that would support something like that are not going to support anybody that acts the fool. And that's the reason why. You know, I tell people, use common sense, use knowledge, use your rights and freedoms, but use common sense, people. I don't care where you stand on the issue of being locked up in house, or, you know, that's different. But if you're going to go out and you're going to protest, and you're going to go out and have a platform, first off, then know what you're going to go out and say, hold firm to what it is you believe in, don't back down. But don't fit a narrative that they want to put you in, such as, oh, only racist people are saying that, or only those with a vendetta against the government, or only those that have conspiracy. Because honest to God, you look like an idiot. And yes, I'm saying it. You know why? Because you're hurting those that have a good point to make, but they're actually using common sense and knowledge. But then when all of a sudden they want to do something because of someone like you, because you went out there and you decided to go toting your guns and doing whatever it is you're talking about, you made everybody else look like a fool. In other words, you only hurt the cause. If you are out there hurting the cause, whether it's Democrat, Republican, whether it's gun rights, freedom of speech, freedom of press, okay? No, I'm sorry. Somebody just sent me something making sure. No, their kids are not over. I have to tell them here in a minute. Then basically do it when you get the research on it, okay? Don't just go out there and yell because you want to yell. If you ever see me when I talk, I'm actually doing a purpose. I've got a point behind what I do. It sounds kind of radical sometimes not. But have a point. Have a purpose, okay? I have friends that have cancer. I have friends that are fighting diseases right now. Not the coronavirus, but other things. So, of course, we're going to be safe around them. But if you're going out there and making the fool, then how, you know what? That's how we lose our rights. That's how people start siding the other side, because you look like a fool. You're out there and you look like that gun-toting person that should have no business carrying a gun. But it's your right to. I get that. Don't, more for it. You know, you got the freedom to assemble. You got the freedom of press. You got the freedom of free speech. But don't go make yourself look like a fool. And don't be doing it when you're going to put people's lives in jeopardy. Okay? Like I said, I will support whoever, you know, because if you got a good argument, I can support it. I may not agree with it, but I can support it. Meaning, okay, fine. But if you go out there and you basically don't use your rights and your freedoms, instead you take away from everybody else, then you're doing no good for anybody. When you, like I said, right now with this virus going on right now, you know, it's a way that they're playing games. I get that. But do you want to be the person that makes somebody sick because, well, like I said, we've got to open back up our economy. I get that. But we're not going to open it up by yelling and screaming at people, demanding stuff. We're going to do it by assembling the right way, you know, taking precautions, and doing it in a manner that is behoove us. In other words, we need to do it in an organized, professional manner and not look like a bunch of people that took a little bit of time, threw something together, and are demanding stuff because we want it now. Yeah, you're right. We want it now. Just like, you know, we've won every debate because we demanded something. Not true at all. And you're not going to get the supporters behind you, because if you look like a fool, you're going to be the fool. And there's no such thing as stupid questions, but there are stupid actions on people. So please don't do any stupid actions, okay? I'm not going to blame you for it, but if you're over there and you're drenched in a Confederate flag and you're looking, just don't, because now you're basically doing more harm than good, okay? Yes, we're Americans. We all under one flag, okay? We are all one nationality, okay? There is no sex as a religion. We all have the same freedoms that everybody else has. And we need to make that very clear. But not at the sacrifice of taking away somebody else's freedoms. Or all of a sudden, we get somebody else sick because we want to make our point, yet we're sick and we go out there and make our point. We have to be very, very careful. Because you've got to understand that even if you're not sick, maybe your grandparents or maybe the elderly are. Maybe some people around you, you know, maybe their immune systems are not as strong as yours, Or maybe you have something, you don't know it because you keep going to events like this and shaking hands and everything else, and people coughing and sneezing on you, but now all of a sudden you made somebody else sick. And if they were able to prove that it came from you, how would you feel? How would you feel if you made somebody die because your actions want you, because you need to be the loudmouth, so you went out and spoke louder than everybody because you got to have a point. Instead of doing it in a professional manner, use common sense, use knowledge base. Okay, I get it. Politicians are going to lie to us. I get that. Okay, I get that governments are going to basically try to gain as much power as they get. I get that. And I understand where you're coming from. I understand that free speech is in jeopardy, right to bear arms is in jeopardy. I get that. But not at the expense of hurting my family, the kids around me, the people in your community. I'm around a lot of sick people a lot of times because they're veterans or they've got some issues or whatever, And, I'll protect their rights as much as yours, but I don't want to make them sick though either. So please, please, please use a common sense. We all matter and we all have a voice, but we need to use common sense with common judgment. We don't need to give up our rights. We don't need to sacrifice our security and our rights. We don't need to do that, but we do need to use common sense. We need to practice discipline. We need to practice, learning knowledge, reading more, getting facts and getting our facts from different sources and not just one source. Because we matter and each one of us has an opinion. Each one of us has a voice. And when we're all on the same sheet of music, we can basically speak louder than anybody yelling. You know why? It's our actions and what we do make us who we are. Don't forget, all of our forefathers were considered traitors. They really were. Every one of them were traitors. Every one of the disciples, the 12 disciples, did you know each one of them was hunted down and put to death? So yes, we've got to stand outside the crowd sometimes, but we also have to have something we believe in. And if you're doing it and you got a job and you're going to a factory every day and you're still working, but you're still out there making a noise because you just need to make a noise, you need to use common sense. Look, yes, it's taking time. I get that. But you know what? If you make somebody else sick, how much worse is it going to be? How bad are you going to feel if you knew for a fact because you were healthy, but the germs went for you to somebody that wasn't, and they end up dying from it? What would you do then? How many of us have family members that are fighting cancer, breast cancer, liver cancer, all these different things, yet they have a weakened immune system, yet we want to get around them because we love them? All right, everybody, I got to get going. I will talk with everybody later. I got to take this call. Talk to you later, everybody. Sorry about that. I had to take that call. So, remember this. You matter. You're important. Use your head. Be awesome because you are awesome, okay? But also make sure you're looking out for that person next to you, protecting them. Sometimes the best way we can protect people is staying away from them because we don't want to get them sick, okay? But it's up to you. It's your call. It's your opinion. I'm not going to get mad at anybody for exercising their freedom of speech, freedom to assemble, and stuff like that. I am going to be looking at people if they're doing it in a way that is less than tasteful, okay? I get that. Be careful out there. People are sick and you can do damage if you're not careful. But don't go out there with Confederate flags and, acting like you're some big racist or something. Don't do that. You fit right into the narrative. And quite frankly, the people I'm around are not racist. They love everybody around them. Okay, that stuff's in the past. All right, and if you're still trying to bring that crap up, then technically I think the wrong people are sick then. And the ones that need to be sick are the ones that are preaching hate. So don't preach hate. Don't preach if it's not worth preaching. Like I said, love each other, care about each other. Be better today than who you were yesterday. Do stuff that's productive. And remember, knowledge is power. Knowledge is key. Write a couple letters, okay? Get on social media. Do that kind of stuff. But be great. Whatever it is you're going to do, be great at it, okay? I'm Jeff. Hope you all have a great day. Love you guys. Hope you all are having a great evening. Like I said, be great, but be respectful of the people around you, okay? If you don't need to go out, don't go out. Yes, we have freedom to assemble, and I'm going to say it one more time. Don't be a fool. Use knowledge and common sense. Yes, you have a right of free speech. Yes, you have a right to assemble. Yes, you have those freedoms. But guess what? You also have a right to use common sense. And if you're a healthy person, you think, I'm going to go out there, you could be carrying something to that person that has a weakened immune system, okay? I can't tell anybody what to do or what not to do, but I can tell you this. You got to trust a little bit that we're going to have the right stuff given to us. Yes, you have freedoms, but you got to use knowledge. If you're out there and you're sitting there preaching and you're getting around everybody, touching everybody, you are probably going to get somebody sick. It's your right to do it, but it's my right not to go out there to you, because guess what? I don't want to get sick, and I don't want the people around me to get sick. And if you're out there with and representing a narrative that does not look for any of us, okay, I promise you, Democrats and Republicans alike do not want people going out there fitting a narrative for the other side, okay? So don't go out there with Confederate flags, dressing like a hillbilly, you know, sitting there they were preaching about aliens. Come on, people. How is anyone going to take you seriously if you're off topic? If all your thing is you want to open up the economy, I get that. But then do some research on the economy. Look how much is going on in the area. Look at where the coronavirus is at. You have to do your research. You have to study a little bit. If you're doing it just because you're bored, I saw people on the videos I was watching that are still working in factories, yet they're going out there saying they haven't lost anything. They're still going to work every day. So what I'm saying is use common sense and knowledge, because each and every one of you matter. But you know what? We don't want to make other people sick. If you go out, that's fine. But don't look like a fool when you go out there preaching about stuff that makes no sense, because then you make everybody else look like we're fools. Use common sense. You matter, and know that. Each one of us has a voice. But you know what? If we think things through and we work together, guess what? We can slowly open back up the economies, because we're doing it in a way that does not make other people sick. I don't trust government any more than anybody else, but I don't think anybody does. But I do trust the people in my community to do the right thing for the right reason. You know, and I see nothing but people helping people right now. And we have to rely on that help in order, because like I said, how many of us know viruses? We don't. So what, you know, okay, what if they're wrong? What if they're right? Who cares? What if they're right and we make other people sick? You got to study. You got to actually learn all this, okay? Don't just go out there prancing around because you want to get out there and you need to get in the mix of things. No, you're just causing trouble. And you know what? The police forces, the doctors and nurses, they've got enough on their plates right now. They're doing an outstanding job for others to go out there and create problems that they don't need right now, because they don't want to have to enforce stuff. They're our brothers and sisters and our family members. But they also know they don't want us getting other people sick. Quincy is their last resort, which means they will fine you and they will ticket you if it's as a last resort. And that's what it should be. But don't give them that. Just do what you need to do and get back home. That's what you got to do, okay? And like I said, in my hometown, I'm putting faith in the leaders right now. We're watching, but I'm putting the faith in the leaders right now to do what is right. And they want us to stay home right now. Okay, good. We're good. I'll stay home. I don't want my dad sick. I don't want my daughter sick. I don't want my daughter's family sick. I don't want my family sick. I don't want to take any diseases or anything over to the veterans home and get them sick. Just because I'm healthy doesn't mean that something does not attach to me if I'm out in these crowds. So I'm not going to be out in the crowds. I'm on house quarantine. Not because I'm sick, but because I don't want to get sick and I don't want to get other people sick. And I'm doing that by choice. Yes, it's a mandate, but I do it by choice anyway. Because I know when people have cancer, how they got a weakened immune system, okay? Like I said, right now we have to protect each other, and the best way to do it is be very vigilant on what's going on. Listen to different sources of information coming in, not just one source. Don't just take all your information from one source, but take it from a variety of sources. You know, learn to read, study a little bit, you know, get on the internet. That's fine. But don't just go out there with a Confederate flag and calling yourself a hillbilly and talking about aliens and stuff and things that make no sense. Don't do that. Because you know what? We're better than that. We have to use knowledge. Knowledge is power. Okay? All right. Each and every one of you matter. Remember that. Each and every one make a difference. Each and every one of you are important. Trust in your leaders today, because like I said, now's the time we have to trust in them. And like I said, I don't want to give up any of my rights and my freedoms, but I will give people the benefit of the doubt to help so that we don't make other people sick. And I know I made no sense to anybody, but each and every one of you matters, and I appreciate y'all. Have a good day, everybody. God bless, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Have a good one.